cultural appropriation. Dear Billy Rationale, things are getting crazy these days. Because of technology, it's definitely a lot easier to be critical of what everyone does. I'm sure you've experienced this before, where people try and misrepresent what you say for whatever self-serving reason they may have. Yes, of course. That would be the Huffington Post. One of the things going on today that really bugs me is the accusation of cultural appropriation. I hate picking extreme sides to any argument, so I will say I do think that there are cases of cultural disrespect. Let's say someone wears a religious or cultural garb and is overly disrespectful for the purpose of trolling. That could be cultural appropriation. You put that in quotes, so do you not think it is? But almost everything anyone does is derived from another culture in some respect. There is a YouTube video where a young black college girl berates a hippie for his cornrows, and it seems a bit silly because the kid is just doing what every other Wookiees who listen to Fish do. I don't know what a Wookiee is. Is that somebody into Chewbacca? Fuck, now I got to look this up. What the fuck is a Wookiee? A white something? Wookiee, meaning slang. A Wookiee, Urban Dictionary, a Wookiee. A Wookiee is a hairy yet modernized human being that commonly is seen in the westernmost regions of Washington. A gentle creature by nature, but tends to get a little erratic when it overindulges itself with its favorite foods. Its diet consists mainly of a blend of barley and hops. If you see these creatures, be cautious as to whether you should provide him with these items. They will commonly respond to the name of Richard Pulliam, but be very wary of these creatures. I have no idea. They're usually a certain brand of cookie that is very chewy. A Wookiee is a lifeless idiot whose whole existence consists of falling around jam bands. Here we go. And not showering or shaving. When they're not panhandling or trying to rip people off, they're selling veggie burritos or grilled cheese to fund their useless existence. They stand for nothing and care about nobody else. Not to be confused with a hippie. A hippie is someone who lives a certain lifestyle due to their belief. Hippies often shower and have jobs. Used in a sentence. Yo, those Wookiees over there are trying to sell beet rolls. That's from fucking 2003, so I guess they've been around for a while. Okay. All right, let me get back to okay, so now I know what a Wookiee is. I know what a Wookiee is, and I know about airline deregulation. And now I'm going to be insufferable at the next fucking social event as I try to work both of those into the conversation. Where the fuck is it? I was an anthropology major, which doesn't make me an expert, but it definitely informs my opinion of this. I went to culinary school after college and learned even more about cultures through their food. I came upon this article and wanted to get your take upon it. A couple girls in Portland, Oregon started a food truck selling Mexican food. They traveled around and learned recipes the way every chef I've ever known has done. They were accused of cultural appropriation because they're not Mexican. I'm not going to go on a tirade of motherfucks, but my adrenaline really starts going when I think about this. I haven't heard you speak about cultural appropriation yet and wanted to get your take. Here's a link. Oh, the Huffington Post. What a fucking surprise. Thanks for your podcast. You're a great dad and husband. How do you know? You have no idea. I hate the fucking Huffington Post. They're always trying to stir up some shit. You know what? I hate all these organizations that try to act like they're a news organization, and you read two articles and you know who everybody on the website voted for, essentially. It's like back in the day, like it was supposed to be, I don't know. If you were a journalist, you were supposed to just sort of present what the fuck happened, not making up. If you say this, that's probably because you're doing that. That's like that whole fucking website. And I shouldn't just single them out. There's a bunch of them out there. But they're held in like this esteem. I just don't understand it. Anyways, cultural appropriation is... I don't fucking know. You know, look, if you have an appreciation for Mexican food and you learn how to cook it and then you sell it, I think at that point, if you become successful, that's when people get annoyed by it. And college kids are really extreme in their thoughts, as I do. You know, you're fucking breaking free of your parents, you know, and you got some anger issues probably towards your parents. So you're very open to radical fucking sort of ideas. You know, going all the way over here, all the way over there. It's a very dangerous time in your life because you make very extreme snap judgment calls with your young brain, as I did. And that can cause you to do stupid shit like join cults, blow yourself up at a fucking concert, you know, for some stupid fucking cause, all the way to like, I don't know what. Fucking without a condom, you know, it's a pretty fucking wide thing. This is why I don't talk about shit like this. I don't know what a cultural appropriation is. I don't know what it is. All I know is that my culture is the Matrix. So everybody's allowed, you know, I don't get upset when people get on airplanes. But hey, that's some white shit, you know. I would say that if they're two white girls being white and they're making great fucking Mexican food, good for them. But if they're sitting there wearing a fucking sombrero and talking like Speedy Gonzalez when they do it, yeah, then I would get upset. But, you know, there's plenty of Asian infused this and French infused that. And cultures, to me, and all of that shit, to me, it's like the MMA. How good were the martial arts when you were just one discipline? You know, everybody, I am Aikido. I am fucking Taekwondo. I do karate. I fucking box or whatever. And then a guy, Bruce Lee, comes around. He's like, I'll take a little of this. I'll take a little of that. Wasn't he doing that? You know? And then he was teaching it to fucking the round-eyed guys over here. And everybody over in Asia was like, hey, that's our shit. Don't be showing it to their shit. And now look at it. Now look how great the fucking fighters are. You know what I mean? I would love to see Bruce Lee today, him back then, if he got into the fucking ring. You know what I mean? Did he ever have to deal with a double-legged takedown? What would happen to him? Does he have a ground and pound defense? Ground and pound didn't exist. Could that man fight on his back? That's how much it's progressed. So I feel everything should get all fucking mixed up. And then shit spins out of that. And you just like, I think it's just when you start to act like you're the thing that you're doing. You know what I mean? Like, and people do, but the thing is if you start getting into like whatever, Japanese cuisine, okay? Or you get into anime, whatever. I'm watching this anime show. Like, I just watch it and I appreciate it. I don't start walking around with a Rising Sun fucking t-shirt and I get some swords, you know, crisscrossed on my walls, you know, start sitting on the floor on a pillow with a little short table. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't know. I don't know where you, I think it's all how you do it. I mean, if I walk into an Asian person's house and they got a bunch of shit from IKEA, I don't go like, you know, you're appropriating my culture. What's with that L-shaped couch? But they're also not oppressing me. And I'm not oppressing anybody, but overall the fucking, you know, long-tied cunts up the top are. So that's what it really comes down to. I think it really comes down to white people get held to that standard of cultural appropriation because, you know, we can, the damage we can do and we can be really ignorant with it. And then other times people are just being cunty. Like, I'm not going to read this fucking article, but if it's just a couple of white chicks making Mexican food and they're crushing it, you know, and they're dressed like white chicks going like, oh my God, who wants a burrito? I don't think there's a problem with that if they're killing it. Right? It's a fucking food truck. Fill your pie hole up and shit. I don't know.